We're Stephen and Grace, a Boricua from Brooklyn and a Filipina from Queens, New York.
Married over 20 years, raising 4 kids, and still choosing each other every day.
This is the Love Suite, where we get real about love, marriage, parenting, money, intimacy, and culture.
We come from New York, roots that span islands, languages, traditions, and struggle. And that's our power. Grit, first and second gen hustle, big city survival.
Our cultures taught us resilience, resourcefulness, and love that outlasts the storm.
And if you're listening, chances are your story carries that same beauty, multiple cultures, multiple legacies, and one truth. We're still here, building love that lasts. Welcome to the Love Suite.
Welcome to another episode of the Love Suite. Today we're going to be talking about attraction. Because let's be real, just because you said I do doesn't mean your eyes stop working. Attraction doesn't end when you get married. It just changes what you do with it.
That's right.
So let's just start from the beginning. Like, what is attraction?
Well, so attraction is something that your body or your mind, your spirit is kind of saying, there's something over there. I'm noticing something over there. It's pulling me there. It's making me feel alive.
Something over there. Okay, well, I would say, just in its simplest form, it's just energy being drawn to energy.
Vibrations.
Yeah. I think when you first say attraction, people think, oh, that person's hot or they're yuck, they're so ugly. But I mean, if you think about it scientifically, the way magnets work and things like that, that's what attraction is. It's that North Pole going to the South Pole.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. But it's like there's different things that would attract you to them, right? So it could be biological, where maybe it's their voice, because you have a pretty incredible voice. Maybe it's the confidence they carry with them when they're just present in a room. Maybe it's their humor,
Yeah.
right? So the way they smell. You,
Smell. Hmm.
yeah, now they sell those scent things that you put on, and it's supposed to be like a natural smell of a person. And there's lots of videos of where it's usually a woman putting it on, and her significant other is like going bananas smelling it on them.
Themselves.
Well, yeah, smelling it on their partner. So if I put it on and then you smell it on me, you just go ballistic over it. So it's primal, is what they're saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, attraction can be just so many different levels and so many different things. So, um, touched on energy. How about, I don't know, psychology of it or
Mm. Yeah, sometimes a person can make you think or feel like there's something familiar, right? Maybe they give you comfort. They feel like home. You ever had someone say that to you? I don't know why I feel like I've known you forever.
no.
So you present some kind of safety, constant comfort, but it could also be representative of old patterns. Because something that you're comfortable with doesn't mean that it's something that's healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know for me, like emotions in it, Like emotions are a very powerful thing, just like music and things that really tap inside of yourself. Um, yeah, I don't know how to explain it even more, but um, it just makes us feel a certain way, you know?
Well, you mean like you hear a certain jam and you're like, oh my God, it's like
Yeah,
the summer of 1999. And you're just like, remember, it brings you there.
a long summer ago.
It is. But, could have been a great summer. Or sometimes it could also make you think of something bad. So, it's the same thing with attraction, right? So attraction can also be emotional, like we're saying. So someone can make you feel like you're understood,
Hmm.
or they can inspire you, and that's attractive to you,
Yeah,
right? It's not just the way someone looks, like you said before, it's the sense of somebody. They,
it's
you know,
it's the point of what was that movie? A Shallow Hell.
yes.
He found people's insides attractive.
Yeah,
It changed his.
he had to be hypnotized or something like that
Don't
to
you worry
do it.
about those details, okay?
Yeah, but and depending on what stage of life or what you're going through, someone who would have seemed ordinary to you could suddenly be magnetic for you,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
So, and spiritual attraction can also be spiritual. So it's your diwa, your soul, your inner essence telling you, I feel like I know this person. And you almost don't know how to explain it.
hmm.
They just wake something up in you. But just because you feel attraction in all these different ways, when you're in a long term relationship, it doesn't go away. You don't stop being human and being attracted to people in these different ways.
Or do you? I mean,
Do you?
does marriage end attraction? That'd be pretty powerful if it did.
Oh, well, hopefully it doesn't end between you and the person that you've chosen as partner. But I think people wish that attraction ended, or they feel they're bad because they are finding other people attractive, like I'm sinning or I'm not a good person. And there's guilt that comes in. But I think there has to be
Well, it's
an
be
admittance of truth here.
yeah. I mean, it's because you feel, I'm not supposed to. Society tells me, I'm not, I got married now in order to be a good person. I just have to stay married to this person forever. And there's no real blueprint of how to do that other than,
Well,
it's happily ever after. Every movie ends right
right,
when you get
right.
married and they just
But
la la la.
what does society tell you? Society will only set these rules. And not everybody wants to talk about their business and be in your face with the realness of what's happening in their marriage. Or it's like that Cosby show episode. We talked about this before.
Speak.
Yes, it's a Cosby show episode where the couple, so it's the Cosby, Bill Cosby and his wife, their kids, whoever had partners, and the grandparents.
Mm.
Okay, and everyone's like going like, oh my gosh, we want to be like you, grandma and grandpa. Your love is so eternal. It's so perfect. You guys don't fight. And it's because they didn't tell the truth. They held in the dark stuff when because you want to please everyone. They see you a certain way. And you and I had this situation too where people thought we had the perfect thing. And it depends on how you define perfect. But
Mm.
then they discover that it wasn't always perfect in their lives, because grandpa had attraction to another girl and grandma was pissed off. And she finally let it out. And grandpa was like, I thought you loved this story. And she's like, no, I do not love this story. You always tell it. And she says something like, oh, and she showed a little bit here and then she took it away. And she showed a little of this and she took it away. Like she was pissed. And everyone started to bicker because of it. Because it was like, what? This perfect marriage that we thought was so perfect was not. And so then they show you in the episode that by the end they ended up being able to reconcile because this is the reality of marriage. So attraction and finding other people attractive does not end. You wish it did because you don't want that drama. But what's important? What do we do with this energy of attraction for people outside of our relationships?
Hmm, that is the question.
Yeah, act on it. Just don't let them find out.
That would be bad. That would be
Mhm.
bad. But I mean, what did you find attractive in me when we first met?
Oh. Well, first of all, I was single when we met, so that was a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I could act on mine. um, well, you walked in and I was, struck first of all by how handsome you were. You had a very chiseled face, and I could tell right away you had some kind of Latin flavor going on.
I was a lot skinnier, so I guess my face was chiseled
Yeah,
then.
your face was really chiseled. And you were wearing I think you were wearing your yellow no, were you wearing your yellow polo bomber jacket? Anyway, you came
Seems
in.
like something I'd wear. I have
Yeah.
to walk to the office, so
Um, and I just was like, wow. But um, your eyes with the hazelness and that, I know you love to call them brown, but
they're brown.
okay, fine. We'll call them brown.
Brown.
Get closer so they could see the green in your eye because you have green and like yellow golden spots on them. Anyway,
It's the sun reflecting.
yeah, but I found your beauty intimidating. I don't think I ever told you that.
Oh.
Yeah, but I was very attracted to you physically.
Mhm. Or was it more? See, for me, there's like different attractions, you know. You can be like, oh, that person's really good looking. And then that person's really good looking, but there's something about it.
Well, are
Like,
you talking about the first time I saw you? I thought because
I'm just talking in general right now, but
oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm
So
talking
that's when I
the
first
first
saw
time
you.
I saw you. Yeah.
Okay, so then it's different
So
because
I would say, yeah. So when I first saw you, I was like, wow, she's good looking. And like the pull, like I just got hit with, that's that right there without her even saying a word. That's the kind you bring home.
Papa.
That's marriage material right there. And to resist jumping over the counter, and
Yeah, we met in a doctor's office where I was working. So,
so, but yeah, I definitely felt the pull, and I know that's not something you feel every day for sure. You may
mhm.
see attractive people who you say, yeah, that's good looking, or they have this part of them that's attractive, or they have a pretty face, or and then there's the pull that I like to call it.
Well, before you,
Uh-oh.
because let's talk about what we found attractive in the people we're attracted to. So I happen to be attracted to men, and
What?
yes, um, but I mean, I could be I do find women attractive too. Like I can appreciate the attraction and the beauty of a woman. There's some women I just can't stop looking at them because they're just so beautiful. So I can truly appreciate that about a woman. But with men, it was it rarely was physical for me.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know why. I feel like I always wanted to give a fair shot to someone. And I know that people might think that that's strange for me because I'm not a bad looking woman. I think I'm
Pretty hot.
pretty. But um someone might question like why I'm even giving time to someone. And it's because I'm thinking maybe there's potential here. I don't want to lose out on the love of my life because he's too short or he's got crooked teeth or I
So you're
cuz
talking about like game enders. That's a whole
well,
different.
that's different for you, but for me that it was about does he make me laugh? Is he intelligent? Is he responsible? Those are things that meant a lot to me and probably maybe because I didn't get to have that daddy love. So I'm just like looking for love everywhere. I guess you could even say it like that. I was just looking for it everywhere because I didn't know where it was.
Yeah, but how do you sort through it? How did you sort through it back then?
You gave it a shot, and then if the chemistry is not there, it's just not there.
So you were like a fast food restaurant, just going now serving one.
Yeah.
Whoever's up first.
It's like, doing interviews or someone's coming up to bat and you're like,
No
oh, that first swing.
filter, huh? All right.
Yeah, I know. I didn't, it's just a deep conversation. That's a deep conversation as to why it was like that. But how about you? What were your things that you found attractive about women before me? And what were your non-negotiables? Like, what did a woman have to have or not have? And it was a non-negotiable for you.
I think it varies throughout life. I mean, there's been some constants, but some categories do change, you know.
Mm.
Um, while I think I've always liked a curvier, shapely person, but doesn't mean I wouldn't date someone. I couldn't find someone skinny attractive.
You said you couldn't find someone
Right.
skinny
Like
attractive? Oh.
you still can. You may prefer something, but
Mm-hmm.
like, I would say, yeah, do I like longer hair? Absolutely. Does it mean I'd never find someone with short hair attractive? No. So it's hard for me to narrow down a type of what I was looking for back then. Um, but non-negotiables, I think like basic things like bad breath, just regular BO. Like if we didn't go hiking or something and we're like 30 minutes into hanging out and I smell you already, like you're allowed to cancel. Like if you couldn't shower before our date, like no.
I,
But also if they couldn't kiss,
oh, well,
that
you'd
was,
have to test that out.
yeah. I would absolutely leave someone right where they were if they couldn't kiss. And I'd be like, nope.
Okay. I'm glad I passed that test. Um, well, I think that everyone has to have those non-negotiables and sometimes negotiables.
Yeah. No. You got to know what you're looking for, but at the same time, you don't want to lock yourself into just a little box.
Hmm.
I like to, think I like to, not eliminate too much.
Yeah.
Not fully like you, but
Well,
need a filter of some sort.
I'm glad that our frequencies matched. And then as we went on our first date, I just knew. Then I really recognized you. Then for me, it went from being biological to being spiritual for me. And so my attraction for you deepened in the span of, I want to say we were together for maybe 5 hours. And
Yeah, that's about
I
right.
knew. I was like, it's my husband. It's a guy. I know him.
It's a
I'm
really
supposed to
good,
marry him. What? I found you finally.
it's a really good movie we went to, I guess, if it
Yeah.
conned you into that.
But so it's just someone who's matching your frequency and your body says, yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Um, but sometimes it's just a longing, like you're drawn to something that you don't have anymore, right? So that person um, may be showing you something that's just kind of missing, right? Like, so maybe someone's like really bold and confident, and you recognize it, you find that attractive. And it's not that you're attracted to that person, they're just showing you something about yourself that's gone missing. So you got to reflect on you.
yeah. I mean, if you think of the also, if you think of the generic phrase, you complete me,
Mm,
like, are you looking for what you feel are your weaknesses?
mm,
Is that person going to cover your weaknesses for you? Is that what you complete me really means? Hmm.
That's oof. I think we could do a whole episode on just completing me and what it means and are you keeping your individuality? That is an episode that we have discussed doing. Um, how to be a power couple. And what does that really mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so attraction can become dangerous when you're in a relationship when you mistaken recognition for possession. So when you start to think, oh man, they are, I don't know, so exciting. They just live in the moment. And you're just like, I gotta be with that person. I gotta have that person. And realizing that's a different story than recognizing something and realizing that that energy also lives inside of you.
Yeah. Some
Mhm.
people find it more, just feel a different way, having someone as the side piece or extra or whatever you want to call it, spare tire. And then if that person becomes the main, it's just not the same. What is it? You know,
Oh, what's like that? It's like that show we're watching,
what show? Oh, yes.
the Billionaire Bunker or whatever. Yeah, the guy just keeps telling her, "You're a WND. You're a woman of numbered days." So it's like he wifed up somebody that is just someone he was attracted to, not someone that you can build with or that he wants to build with, right? So attraction is learning when to absorb and when to not and when to not act, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes when you're attracted to someone or you find attraction in whatever variation, you're not always wanting them. You could just be remembering a part of yourself or something that's missing in your relationship.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I mean, when we say missing, like, what are some examples or
In yourself or in
in
your
yourself? Like,
oh
what do you think's popular out there with what people are searching for?
um
I think it can vary so much,
it
but
can.
I think people are looking for someone with excitement, that may be missing in their life. I think that's a big one. Um, Looking for someone who can achieve something they couldn't.
Like a So like if you're not inspired and then all of a sudden you're around someone who's like a go-getter and
Right.
they're hustling and you're just like, dang, that's so attractive. But it's because you are not being that way. Or that is a part of you or something you've always wanted to do.
Yeah. About it's a weird scenario. Like kid talks himself out of going to medical school even though he wants to be a doctor. I don't have money, going putting myself through college is too much and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden he just marries a doctor. What are the odds?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So yeah, there's something to be said for you tracking down what you or are attracted to what you feel you are missing
Right.
in your life.
Right. And what does that represent? What might you want to reawaken inside of you or your relationship? So attraction can become something that teaches you and doesn't become a threat. So it's about how do you use that to fuel your relationship with yourself or with your partner?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we do have some examples of modern temptations and situations and how they can unfold. So tell them about Marcus and Lila.
Married 15 years, Marcus feels drawn to his coworker because she listens. He confuses attention for connection.
Mm.
So for this, because he's not maybe heard at home or the autopilot has just taken over his home life, now just because she may just be a good listener to anyone and everyone. So because she's a good listener, he finds that attractive and he feels that's showing attraction back at him because she listens to him.
Hmm.
He's now kind of overvalued the listening to him part and down they go.
Yeah. So she's just giving him attention. I mean, who's to even say that Lila's even attracted to him?
Exactly.
She could just be like, yes, that is just so messed up. Wow, you did that? Oh, that's amazing. And because if it's a coworker, they're also at work together, like for long periods of time.
This is what leads to those super awkward, like he just keeps advancing their relationship in his head and she has no clue what's going on. And then
Right.
a night of a couple drinks and they're having happy hour and then he leans in to kiss her and she's like, what's going on here?
Right. Or she could be attracted to him.
Could be.
And then you have deeper issues, right?
No,
Because he's acting on it. He's acting on it.
it's not only missing people or married people who are missing things.
Hmm. Hmm.
So,
So here's a situation. So in Marcus and Lila, Marcus obviously is really noticing this attention and he's mistaking it for connection. And that's because Lila is reflecting back to him something that's missing, right?
mhm,
Something that he's longing for. So in this case, I would want to make a educated guess that in a marriage of 15 years, like you said, of autopilot,
mhm,
it can get boring. You can disconnect from your partner.
yeah.
You can become monotonous in your day in and day out activities where you are, you're sharing a life with someone. So sometimes you start to think, they know what's going on. Whatever. I know what he did today. If he has something to tell me, he'll tell me.
Routine is not a bad word. I mean, routine helps you get through the day. When you know that route to work and you can kind of have shut your brain off and really put the autopilot on, you're saving yourself for things, you know. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But in this case, things could change and it would be for the better.
Yeah, so there's that modern temptation. That's Marcus and Lila. Tina and James. Tina's husband works long hours. James at the gym notices her effort. He flirts and he compliments her. What Tina really craves for is to feel desired again.
Yeah.
I think this one is a big common one too.
Yeah. Like who's James? I work long hours. What's going on here?
I'm not Tina. But here in this situation, you can obviously see the effects of disconnection.
Yeah.
You can't help but have disconnection when one partner is away from home and is giving more attention to work. So, in a situation where you or your spouse are trying to balance things, and there's never a balance, let's be real, people.
Yeah.
Okay, it's rare. I'm not saying it never happens, but it's rare and things will suffer. So, if you are having to work extra hours for whatever reason, something is going to suffer. And so a lot of times that's where your partner is now going to do their part by dealing with handling your absence. But you're risking things because then you have to make extra efforts to be connected to each other. Because Tina is not getting this time with her husband, she's not being noticed. He's not flirting with her. She misses him. Who knows how their communication is? She's craving for desire. But is she really craving that desire from James and every Jim, Joe, and John out there? No, but that's who's giving it to her.
Yeah. Because he's paying attention to her. In the end, the flirting could just be him paying attention to her. Hey, nice yoga pants you're wearing today. Like, he may mean nothing by it. He may just mean, oh, they look nice on you, you know?
Oh, come on. come, come
I
on.
got you, James. I got you, man.
Okay, if we take that viewpoint, that maybe it's harmless. But
Could be.
in Tina's situation, she could act out on that attraction, but it's not really an attraction, is it? Is she truly attracted to James? Or she is just being reflected on what she needs and she's confusing it now?
A good example of that is everyone listening. If you were to just take a sip of water now, it would just be, okay, no big deal. Thanks for the sip of water. But if you hadn't had a drink of water in 24 hours, or you had just run like a marathon or something, and then you got water, you're not just going to take a sip and go, oh, thanks. That was pretty good. I needed that. You're just going to be flipping it upside down and trying to guzzle it. It'll be spilling all out of your mouth. Why? Because you have that
Thirst.
huge absence of
Mhm.
it that has created this giant need for it.
Yeah, yeah. So you're so thirsty that
Right.
you're just gonna guzzle it down and it's gonna be like it's the most delicious
Yeah. I feel
thing.
like this water tastes delicious. Whereas
Yeah.
if I drank it now, I'd be like, this has taste.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, that's such a great way to pose it is when you have not had attention, which is water, right? So if you have not had attention, you haven't had time, you're not flirting, you're not being heard, he doesn't notice you or she doesn't, she's not being um attentive to you and your needs. Somebody else seems like they're giving it to you.
yeah,
Ooh, it's powerful.
no. Or, that person, she says, please, I need water. And they say, here's an ounce. And that person's like, oh my God, thank you so much. This
That
is
water,
amazing.
that water is so
I'm going to
good.
hang out with you. You give me 1 ounce of water. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. And at home, I get nothing. So now, without really doing much of anything, that person is slowly filling that absence, that void.
Yeah, but your partner could have a whole be giving you other things because you don't need just water to survive. Right?
What are we giving? What?
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just a small percentage of what you need in life. Like,
Right, right.
right. So,
And so is this. But when there's that huge absence, it makes it seem like it's the only thing you need.
so it's like when I haven't had sweet desserts in a really long time, and I'm just like, I need
Yeah.
it.
You like I love creme brulee. And I mean I've been cutting back on sugar, so I don't have creme brulee, but maybe for my birthday or something, I will have it. And it will be
Mhm.
the most delicious creme brulee I've ever had in my life. So
Right, right. All right. So we have one more example.
I Danny and Chris. Hmm. Small town couple. Chris feels emotionally secure but bored. Danny scrolls social media for flirtation. It's not people they want, it's novelty.
Hmm.
So break this down for us, baby.
So you're just bored. You know, there's no more excitement. They also live in a small town. So I mean, I think we live in a pretty small town too right now. We're from New York City, so to me this is really small. Like,
Yeah.
but I like it. But you know, he's bored. I don't know how long they've been together.
She.
I think Chris with a, I don't know, whatever. They could be a
Kristen.
male couple. Um, and Danny scrolls through social media for flirtation. He's looking for attention. He's looking for excitement,
Yeah.
right? Is there a particular person he's looking for? Is he looking to cheat? No, he's just looking to flirt. Is actively seeking it out because he is just wanting a connection, some kind of spark.
Yeah. Like I mean, I put it up earlier. The routine is not a bad thing. Routine is great. So secure is great, but it can't be the only thing. It can't be 100%. You need that spontaneousness, even 10% of it might
Yeah,
be all that this person that could liven their relationship right up.
and it depends on the couple, right? Like some
Absolutely.
people are more like love to do spontaneous things, go on like trips like that. So, you know, last minute trips or trying new things or whatever it is that floats your boat. Um, so this is where this confusion comes in. So who knows? Maybe Danny has communicated this to Chris. And so that's the key is recognizing that when things like this happen, when you're looking for attraction or attraction finds you, what do you do with that energy?
Yeah.
Because it's not always about the person that you are finding attractive.
Yeah. And I just thought of it.
What?
I keep giving examples like it's the guy who needs to change. Oh, the guy needs to do this. And sometimes it's both parties that need
Oh,
to
of
make
course.
an adjustment. And it doesn't always have to be the guys ignoring the woman. It can go
No,
the other way for sure.
it definitely can. It definitely can. No, thank you for bringing that up because it's important to say. I think it's important for us to address that and point that out.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, like you were talking about how attraction can escalate, right? To mm, you actually acting out on that attraction. Because you have two, it's a pivotal point. You going to act on it? Are you going to ignore it? Are you going to just let it sit there and hover? It's a trap, right? Because it's reflecting to you something that's gone missing in you or your relationship. And so what you should do is recognize that. Sit back and think about it. You need
Hmm.
to reflect like what's happening here? Why am I feeling this pull to act out on this, right? Because you give me attention. So I'm going to use you and I as an example. You give me attention. You tell me I'm beautiful. Oh, baby, you looking so good today. You flirt with me at home. When I leave this house and I go to the grocery store or whatever, and someone's flirting with me, I'm just like, yeah, thanks. And I keep it moving. Like, I don't, the guy could be gorgeous. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not looking for that. It's not missing in my relationship.
Right. It's completely different. Right? I mean, back to the water example, it's you're already quenched. So if someone's offering you water, you're like, I'm fine.
Oh, well, let me give you another example, and I've told you about this.
Water.
So, like, okay, so I am a huge music person. I had a career in the music business. I have been playing piano since I was 4, and I went to music college. I sing. I mean, I music is a huge part of my life, and it's in my soul. It's very emotional for me, music. And Steve is not a musical guy. This is not his thing. He's not, doesn't live and die. Maybe you could try to, he is now banging like he's playing bongos or something. Um, and if I speak to somebody who is musical, and now I'm having a whole fledged conversation about music with this person, talking about jazz and this and what I love about that album. And oh, but wasn't it great with this album? And yeah, and it sounded like this. And there's like a connection there, right? There's this common ground. Something is being awakened in me. And I love music so much that, and I don't have these conversations with my husband. And I can confuse that with attraction to this person. Like, wow, I was able to have this conversation with this guy. Like, oh my God, that was so hot. But is it me attracted to this guy, or is it a reflection on me of like, maybe, Grace, you should listen to music more. Maybe you should go listen to that album. Maybe you should do more research and looking at music again and putting time aside to sing. Maybe you should start playing piano more often, and that will feed that fire that just got sparked again inside of me because this person reflected that back to me how much I love music again. Instead of me saying, man, 10%, that 10% of music is just, I need that. And I'm going to just abandon this 90% right here. This guy right here gives me 90% that fulfills my life and what I need from a partner. F that. Let me go to this 10%. That's a trap.
Yeah, because then you dump the 90% and you try to squeeze 100% out of this person and they've only got 50% that you like.
Right. So it's
And
not
now you're
about the
like,
person.
whoa, it's way worse.
Right. So it's not about the person, but it's easier to give this example when things are going great in your relationship, right? Because you can easily make a mistake
Yeah,
and it could change the entire future that you had over a mistake over 10%.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So you don't want to you trade your stability for moments of excitement or what you call quote unquote excitement. What you need to do is go talk to your partner about things that excite you. What, so I met so and so or I had a conversation with so and so, and I was thinking maybe we could go to a concert. Would you be willing to do that? I really want to see
Yeah,
whatever.
it's, it, I think the hard part for everybody is identifying that 10% in them to begin with.
Okay, so yes, give me. I mean, normally people don't just sit down around and go, what is that 10%?
Yeah.
That's
What am I missing? When I think of something I want, what is it?
mm-hmm.
So,
So you can definitely think about these things when it's happening,
no,
right? So you have to notice it, notice that there's an attraction happening here. And it just means that you're alive and it's real. And you learn about yourself and your relationship. What are you using that? How are you going to use that to navigate your relationship or your relationship with yourself?
no. I mean, and I would guess you have to name it. You know, what does it represent?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what am I missing? If I'm missing excitement, you know, if you're the new mom and you're home with the kids screaming all day, maybe what you're missing is feeling like an adult at night, doing adult
Mm.
things, just being an adult with your husband. Because before you had kids, it was just you and him, you know. So getting back to that, maybe.
Yeah, and that's a good example because I know when we were in this stages when our kids were little and I was working from home, so I was just around the children and talking to whoever, on the phone for work, but you actually got to go out and interact with adults,
Yeah,
and I did not. And so when you would come home, like I needed that connection so that because I was being mom
yeah,
all day. Yeah. So yeah, so you name it and then you bring that energy back to your relationship, right? You have to feed the fire in your relationship. You finding sparks outside, that just means you need to bring some of that. That's those sparks between you and your partner, you know?
yeah. I mean, we're not telling you to reinvent the wheel here. It's when it comes to my partner, like I'm not asking her to learn baseball or football or something and get no. I know what I want from her and she knows what I want from her and when we get to do things, you know, that's one of the things that has to get done.
And it's okay that, that you have like a sports interest. And I'm just not a sports person. And I've tried
Yeah,
pretending in past relationships. But I think it's wonderful that you do have something that is yours and that you don't share with me
right.
because it's a part of your individuality. I don't have to share so deeply into everything that you're into,
No,
but you do tell me the Giants suck today.
they lost.
I'm like, sorry, guy. Sorry about that. I don't feel any kind of emotion about it, but you still share with me like a little tidbit like that. So I still know what you know,
Mhm.
but it's not a part of my identity,
Right.
and then so we just focus on other things for us to connect on.
Yeah, definitely being yourself and then being a couple. Right? It's kind of two different things. So
Yeah.
know how to do both.
But there's always something new to discover about your partner.
Oh yeah.
So the efforts that you would take uh, with a stranger, I want to say stranger, someone, third party, um, is the same energy that you could be pouring into your relationship and finding new things about your partner or deepening things with your partner. It's the same amount of energy, So
Well, so then how does saying like I don't think we really fully got into it. Like how does saying I do like when you get that piece of paper that says now you're officially married, like what changes? what do you expect to change in the world of attraction?
I think it's you only have eyes for me now, all right?
Yeah.
Now, I think a lot of people, whether it's a man or a woman, it does not always have easy time doing that. So, you go from being a single person who has the freedom to look any which way they want to, right? Looking and appreciating anybody's looks, or, you can flirt or whatever. And I guess it depends on who you're married to, right? Some people are okay with that. Flirting's healthy, and some people are not.
Yeah.
And that's okay as long as you know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. But I think that that's what people expect, because sometimes people have wandering eyes and it takes a moment for them to stop doing that, or they don't even notice that they're doing that.
Yeah.
So it's just about communicating with your partner, but I think people expect that to die. That part of your life is over. That part of your humanity is gone. No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah. It's there and it will always be there. What the main thing is respecting your partner doesn't necessarily mean eliminating attraction, you know. There'll be times where Grace will be like, "Oh, look at that woman. She's so beautiful." I'll be like, "No, she's not." She'll be like, "I know you like her." And I'm like, "No, I really don't." She still to this day doesn't know what I find
Oh, I know what
pretty.
I know what you find attractive. If you did not listen to the last episode,
Oh God, you all week with this.
Stephen really likes senior citizen women. I'm not
Weird because
lying.
most guys would like younger women, but no, I like those social security checks and things like that.
He's joking around, but this is not a joke. This is not a joke, guys.
It's not a joke.
No, it's not. It is not. And then
Anyway,
when this podcast is over, he's going to be flipping through the AARP magazine. Anyway, I mean, what do you think happens after, marriage and, you say I do? What it's challenges. I think you're getting used to having a life with somebody,
yeah.
and
Well, I mean, it's a new world, and a lot of times, I mean, people don't sit down with their parents and they say, "Hey, what's expected of me here and what's expected of me there?" No, everybody always tries to figure it out on their own, or what they saw or what they remember from movies or just whatever influence they got
mm,
from somewhere else. And so it takes time to learn what you and your partner like. You need to find that groove of what those lines. You're just drawing in the lines, your boundaries together. You know,
ooh, you just made that sound so easy.
super easy. You just draw a box with a stick figure in the middle.
But you have to make agreements, and you may have hiccups, mistakes,
Yes, we are human.
in
Makes
the
sense.
beginning, and then you throw in some history and behavioral patterns, how you handle, drama, and it's there's no black and white here,
Yeah.
so you have to discuss what you're going to expect, and not just expect that this person is going to fall in line.
Yeah. It's not like the movies. where it's just happily ever after and nothing's ever worth talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, we coach for a reason because people are still finding out every time they think they've got marriage figured out, something new happens, and it's always something different. You're always just evolving together.
And that happens with us. I mean, we're coaching, but we are still married, we're still living, and we're still experiencing new things and discovering how the best way to handle it between the two of us. So we don't have it completely figured it out either as each situation comes about. We are learning and just alongside everyone else because we also are human.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that we do is recommend is doing a reconnection check-in. Okay, so this is a 10-minute tune in. It's a tune in. So it's about um, seeing your partner. It's not about solving what they have to tell you during this check-in. So you're basically asking them, what's one way I can make you feel seen this week? And then they tell you and you listen. So this is an idea that's borrowed by uh, a activity that people do in Japan, and I'm going to probably botch this up, but that activity is called Aizuki. Aizuki. I'm not sure. Aizuchi. I'm not sure, but it's the sound. It's saying I'm here. Keep going. So I'm here. I'm listening to speak. You have 5 minutes to tell me how you're feeling this week, where I fell short, what it made you feel like, how I could improve, what you liked maybe, and how I can keep doing that, or what you'd like for me to try, right? Or this is what I was struggling with this week. And it may not even have anything to do with you, but you're making yourself present, right? You're not fixing anything, but you're just staying in tune with your partner.
No, no. I mean, even though it's just 10 minutes, 10 minutes can go a long way. 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of this. I mean, these are like life changers.
Yeah.
So,
And obviously, it's working in Japan if it's something that they're known for doing, right? So that's a culture that has discovered something like that. So, you know, you throw in this cultural lens into this conversation, and what do you come up with? Like, what is it in the Puerto Rican culture? How do they see attraction?
that's a weird question.
I'm just saying, like, I can tell you a stereotype if you want me to tell you, but I don't want to be stereotypical here.
um, so I would say,
It's spicy. It's hot.
yeah,
That's how I picture Puerto
hot,
Rican. Yeah.
passionate. I mean, when you talk about uh, people who don't hold emotions in, it's a very emotional. You wind up getting some fire, some heat, and not necessarily in a good way.
Oh,
I think sometimes if you say hi to the wrong person, that could lead into the biggest of
can you
arguments or something.
explain it more? I'm not understanding.
So if I'm outside washing my car and someone walks by and I smile and say hi,
That's a no-no. Is that what you're saying?
that's a huge no-no. And I'm supposed to, evidently act like that person doesn't exist. And if they say hi, I'm probably supposed to punch them in the face and tell them I belong to somebody else. keep it moving.
You see my ring?
Yeah. What's wrong with you? Are you blind?
Yeah.
So,
Have you seen those videos of women? It's just so they're not Puerto Rican, but they're women, and I want to say women of color, and they'll say they're testing their husbands, and they're like, "All right, you ready? You ready for the test? Okay." A woman comes up to you and she says, "Look, I made you this cheesecake." What are you supposed to do?
get that cheesecake out of here.
Yes. Good job. Good job.
I pass. All right.
Yes, and that's what they keep doing is like they keep putting scenarios in front of their husbands. And so if the woman goes, "Oh, Steve, you are looking so handsome today. I love that shirt you have on. Where did you get that shirt?
Awesome. My wife bought it for me, but thank you.
Why are you even talking to her?"
Have you seen those videos?
I'm asking you a question.
Those videos I saw it the other day where the guy's like, she's like, come here, sit down. She sits him in front of like this birthday cake. And she's like, come on, let's sing happy birthday to your friend. He's like, you had to wish Emily a happy birthday, so let's blow out some candles for her, you know.
Happy birthday, Emily. Come on, we're going to send her this video. Sing happy birthday. Happy birthday. Come on. You want to tell her happy birthday so bad? Let's go. And I think and she was Latin too. I don't know if she was
Yeah.
Puerto Rican or not,
Yeah.
but she had me cracking up because guess what? So many women feel that way.
Hmm.
I want to say that I at one point felt that way too, but I have, I guess, matured in age, and I think I'm just so confident now that I'm just like,
She's finally
whatever.
realized after 20 years. He keeps leaving out the door and then coming back later on. That's so weird.
No, I'm saying, but this is a real thing,
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's cultural for you.
Filipino. Let's hear it. What
Filipino,
do Filipinos do?
Filipino. I think Filipinos are really fucking spicy too.
Karaoke.
Yeah, she's gonna be singing, "I will survive. Get the fuck out of here. I
What
don't
if
need you
what if she
anymore."
sings a song and he smiles at her? Oh,
She's
it's one
gonna
of those
smack his
songs.
head.
There's a lot of differences out there with people.
And what you're attracted to too, right? My high school boyfriend was Filipino, and I love that. I love that he was Filipino. We had that stuff in common. I mean, there were certain things we just knew because we were both Filipino. And then you go into, are you attracted to people outside of your people? And is that,
Oh boy.
yeah, is that acceptable?
Well, that's a whole man. I mean, we should do that in the next episode.
We should. We'll do a part two about that because
Yeah.
it's about what's accepted.
Not part two, just interracial couples. Yeah.
Multicultural.
Yeah. Interrace, multicultural. It's not as easy as it may seem. So, yeah, we'll do that next.
Okay. Okay.
I'm down.
Yeah. So
So, when was the last time you felt that spark outside your relationship? And what was it really showing you about you?
yeah, listeners,
Yeah.
think about this. Reflect on this.
Yeah. Were you craving attention, affirmation, or just looking for a little excitement to feel that aliveness in you? Um, let a mm,
Yeah, just let it sit with it and be honest with yourself. There's no wrong answer, right? It's just there's the truth. And I'm such a huge both of us are such huge advocates of
yeah.
being honest with your partner, with yourself. and being authentic. So that's where you discover who you truly are, and how you can move forward and improve things. Otherwise, what is your foundation there? So
No.
reflect on that and see what comes up for you. So I think the whole point of this is to say, attraction is normal. It's acting on it is a choice.
No. And our commitment doesn't cancel desire. It just redirects it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And Papa, I'll keep choosing to see the new in you. Keep it alive and fire hot.
And I keep choosing to show up for you like it's day one.
I
Love you, baby.
love you, Papa.
Tell us what you think. What's the 10% trap that shows up most for you? Message us and let us know. And if you're working on rebuilding attraction inside your marriage, you're not alone. That's the work, and we're right here for you.
I loved this episode, so we hope we hear from you. But in the meantime, love each other well, love yourself well, and we'll